Dusk Diver 2's progression and customization systems are pretty simple. However, I still think there is some merit in talking about builds and how to get the most out of them for an easier time. After all, if it takes too long to kill an enemy, the game starts to feel tedious, and we don't want that now, do we? So for starters, there are 3 things to consider when trying to create strong characters: the raw stats, the equipment, and the orb slots. Raw stats are pretty straightforward. Each stat boosts a specific attribute for a character, and for our goal, the one to focus on is strength, as that is directly correlated with damage output. When leveling up, I will always increase it before anything else, and when that gets maxed out, I follow up with mind for more SP bars, power for longer bursts, or luck for higher criticals. These secondary stats will help supplement your damage to make your characters even stronger. As you level up, your health will also increase, so if you're worried about defense, this should be sufficient enough to hold you off. Otherwise, you can add stamina or endurance. The equipment you decide to wear will also play a pretty big role in determining your DPS output. Obviously, weapons are the most important aspect, as they are directly related to how much damage you do, so it is imperative that they get upgraded at the start of each chapter. Not only do they allow the damage to keep up with the enemy health increase, they also unlock skills and slots. The rest of the gear is more customizable, with each drop giving you a random set of stats as well as 0 to 3 orb slots. As you get higher level equipment, they'll typically come with more stats, and following the previous rule, I recommend prioritizing anything that gives strength with 3 slots. This is because orbs can have very powerful effects that can overrule any low or non-slotted high strength item. For instance, an attack 3 orb will take up 2 slots and give 75 attack, which would normally take 7 points of strength to reach. It's pretty easy to find at least a 2-slotted item with a strength stat, so it's unlikely anything less will give you a higher damage. Blood Fury and Full Assault are the creme de la creme of orbs, as they offer the best passives in the game. Blood Fury makes every hit a critical, while Full Assault turns all my defense into more offense. The major downside is that each attack, hit or miss, will drain 1% health, and I have 0 defense. So if I get hit a few times, I'll probably die. Truly a glass cannon. Since these orbs take up 2 slots each, that leaves me with 2 more 2-slot orbs and 4 1-slot orbs I can use. I want the most damage, so I use the attack and defense orb, which gives me even more power. Orb effects can't stack, so I focus my remaining orbs on low level sustain. First Aid gives me 3% health back when defeating enemies, which is very useful on trash mobs. Then I have a healing orb which gives back 2 health per second, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing, and stamina for a raw health increase. The last orb can be used for anything, so I just used an amplification one to increase the chance for status ailments for more offense. This can be replaced with a guardian orb if you're getting hit a lot, but with a low chance to proc, I don't find it very useful. So yeah, that's my build and how I was pretty much able to coast through the whole game without any difficulty. I just focused on increasing my power output whenever I could and ignored my defense since I could just counter or dodge everything. There isn't a difficulty setting in the game either, so it wasn't hard to stay alive with sustained orbs. There are definitely more ways to build your character, but I find this to be the best and most efficient way to beat the game. There are a couple of other orbs that I think deserve an honorable mention since they are good, but are typically outclassed. Airstrike is an orb that gives an extra percentage damage to airborne enemies, which is good for Bahi, but other characters don't really have the same tools to take advantage of it. Armor penetration is also pretty good, but when enemies are just dying, I don't like it as much. I think the glass cannon build I'm using is pretty set and dry. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. If you're struggling, hopefully this will help you out and lets you enjoy your time better in Dusk Diver 2. Be sure to spread the word on the game as I think it needs more recognition. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and until next time.